It's time for more reading of You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. Chapter 2, The G Word. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla, inventor, physicist, super genius. When I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico, my friends and I used to hang out at a western bar called the Midnight Rodeo. It was the kind of place that had curling irons, hairspray in the women's bathroom, Bud Light on the permanent special for $2 a can, and a solid oak dance floor the size of a cornfield. We were all from the East Coast, and we were way too cool for country music. So at the first, we'd go just to snootily make fun of it all, taking great pride in being the first to spot a particularly gigantic belt buckle or a cowboy sporting one of them handlebar mustaches big enough to cover 5 upper lips. But our favorite part was the line dancing. We'd stare memorized by the giant choreographed mass of Garth Brooks fans stomping around in synchronized woohooery and their thumbs purposefully tucked in front of their pockets of their jeans. It was so hilarious that we started joining in ourselves, waving from the middle of the sea of cowboy hats to our friends, "Watch this!" Then we stay on the dance floor for the next song, just to try to get that part down, where you click your heels right before the spin. Then we found ourselves sneaking off every weekend to merrily line dance our little achy breaky hearts out. This is sort of the same way the God thing happened for me. I started out with much snarkiness and eye-rolling, but I was so broke and clueless and sick of being such a weenie about really going for it in my life that I was open for suggestions, which is why when I started reading books on finding your calling and making money and getting over yourself already, and they all had the spiritual side to them, I didn't toss them in the Goodwill pile with the usual "this God spirituality crap is for suckers" attitude. Instead, I decided to give God a chance because I had nothing to lose, literally. And lo and behold, some of it wasn't totally idiotic. So I started reading more about it then. Then I started studying it. Then I started putting it into practice. Then I noticed how much better it made me feel. Then I started to believe in it. Then I noticed all these awesome shifts starting to happen in my life. Then I became obsessed with it. Then I started loving it. Then I started radically changing my life with it. Then I started teaching it. Now I'm basically riding the mechanical bull about it, punching my fist in the air and hollering the guy's name, manning the controls. Hit it, Wayne! Whatever you happen to stand on the God issue, let me just say that this whole improving your life thing is going to be a lot easier if you have an open mind about it. Call it whatever you want. God, goddess, the big guy, the universe, source energy, higher power, the grand poobah, gut, intuition, spirit, the force, the zone, the Lord, the vortex, the motherlode. It doesn't matter. Personally, I find the word God to be a tad too uploaded. I prefer source energy, the universe, the vortex, spirit, the motherlode, all of which I will use interchangeably throughout this book for your information. Whatever you choose to call it isn't important. What is important is that you start to develop an awareness of and a relationship with the source energy that is surrounding you and within, which is all the same energy, and which you will be the best pal ever if you just give it a chance. Because here's the thing. All of us are connected to this limitless power, and most of us aren't even using but a fraction of it. Our energy is taking a joyride in the bodies of ours, learning, growing, and evolving along the way. One would hope anyway, I suppose, numbing, shrieking, and moving back in with our parents is also an option, until our corporal journey comes to an end and we move on. Thanks for the lift. This realization that we're made up of and connected to the source energy made me want to have a deeper understanding of spirituality so I could make my physical experience as awesome as possible. And let me tell you, ever since I got into it, it has been awesomeness maximus. When I connected with source energy and the flow, I'm also much more powerful, so much more in tune to my physical world and the world beyond, and just so happier in general. And the more I meditate and the more intention I give to this relationship with this invisible superpower, the more effortlessly I can manifest the things I want into my life and do it with such specificity and such a rapid rate that it makes my hair stand up. It's like I finally figured out how to make my magic wand work. If loving the spirit is wrong, I do not want to be right. Here is the foundation for all the work we're about to do together in your life. The universe is made of source energy. All energy vibrates at a certain frequency, which means you're vibrating at a certain frequency, and everything you desire and don't desire is also vibrating at that certain frequency. Vibration attracts vibration. Otherwise known as the law of attraction, the basic idea is focus on what makes you feel good, and ye shall attract that which makes you feel good. We're all attracting energy to ourselves all the time, whether we realize it or not. And when we're vibrating at low frequencies, feeling pessimistic, needy, victimized, jealous, shameful, worried, convinced we are ugly, yet expect high-frequency, awesome things and experiences to come to our lives, we are often left with disappointment. You need to raise your frequency to match the vibration of the one you want to tune inside. It's like trying to listen to a certain radio station, but tuning into the wrong frequency. If you have a hot and sexy date and want to listen to 105.9 slow jams, but you set your dial to 89.9 National Public Radio, you're not only going to be slow jamless, but you're more likely to attract a discussion about immigration laws in the U.S. instead of attracting a relaxing candlelit body that's in mood for love. The universe will match whatever vibration you put out, and you can't fool the universe. Which is why, when you're vibrating at a high frequency, awesome things seem to flow to you effortlessly, and you seem to stumble over the perfect people and opportunities all the time, vice versa. As Albert Einstein observed, coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. When you learn to consciously master the energetic realm, believe in it or not is yet seen, and stay in your highest frequency, you harness your innate power to create the reality that you desire. So once again, good old awareness is the key to your freedom. Once you realize that you could dramatically improve your situation by connecting with source energy and raising your frequency, you can freakingly do it already. I'll show you exactly how later. Instead of opting to stay in the suck hole and feeling like a victim of pathetic circumstances such as microwaving ramen in a styrofoam cup for dinner or working for someone who makes your flesh crawl. In order to truly raise your vibration, you gotta believe that everything you want is available to you. And the best way to keep this belief strong is by staying connected to the source energy. It's like we're surrounded by this big all-you-can-eat buffet of incredible experiences and insights and feelings and opportunities and things and people and ways to share our gift with the world. And all we have to do is align our energy with what we want and take decisive action to allow the good into our lives. This decisive action part is the key. Sadly, we can't just float around our neighbor's pool on a raft with cup holders, sipping cocktails and being all high frequency while waiting for unicorns to fly down from the sky. We have to take action. Hell-bent for glory kind of action. The trick is to have both parts, energy and action, working in unison. Unless your energy is lined up properly with that which you really desire, any action you take is going to require way more effort to get you where you want to go. If it gets you there at all, once in a while you may get lucky doing one without the other, but if you get it very clear on what you truly want, rather than what you think you should want, believe that it's available to you regardless of your present circumstances and stay connected to source energy, keeping your frequency high and take decisive action. You will eventually succeed. Have you ever had a dream where you're flying and you're having such a blast, but then you realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm flying. I can't fly. And then you come back crashing down to the ground and you can't get yourself back up again, no matter what you try. This is the way that beliefs work. Even if it seems impossible, you have to have faith anyway. And the second you stop believing, you pop that bubble and stop attracting the magic in your life. The force is with you. This isn't just about believing and being all high vibe when the sun is out and the bunnies are hopping around either. This is about believing, even when things are at their most uncertain or absolute crappiest, that there is a bright, shiny flip side within your reach. A French author and fearless truth seeker, André Gide, so aptly put, one does not discover new lands without consenting to lose sight of the shore for a very long time. This is about believing that we live in a loving and kind, abundant universe instead of one that's petty, mean, and likes other people more than it likes you. This is about your faith being greater than your fear.